Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. This was the scene along the number 1 highway west of Swift Current as emergency personnel lined the roadway for a moment of silence.
After a hard-fought 72 regular season games, the Swift Current Broncos are headed to the WHL playoffs.
Upgrades to the credit union iPlex will soon be in motion, following a move by City Council. Thanks for joining us here today. Motorists are being reminded to slow down when passing all emergency personnel along the highway. We have more in today's top story. This was the scene along the number 1 highway west of Swift Current as emergency personnel lined the roadway for a moment of silence, honoring tow truck drivers who have lost their lives while on the scene of accidents. Cindy Rempel of Low Cost Towing in Swift Current organized the evening vigil and explains the importance of the event.
Tonight was a demonstration to kind of let the public see, the dangers of being out on the side of the road and only having amber lights on our tow trucks. Sometimes the people don't slow down. They see an amber light and it could be a semi or a truck hauling bales or something like that. So the tow truck industry in Saskatchewan, the Roadside Responders Association of Saskatchewan, is pushing legislation to try and get some distinctive lighting for our tow trucks. So that's kind of what our demonstration was tonight. One in memory of Courtney Schaefer that was killed on the 7th, and two to bring some more awareness to the fact that we need to be safer out there on the roads.
The highway near the weigh scales west of Swift Current was chosen as the location for the awareness event, as this is an extremely busy stretch of highway 24 hours a day. George Rempel is co-owner of Low Cost Towing and a fellow driver, and says he's had a few close calls himself, where he's been clipped by mirrors of passing vehicles.
We've been out at 3 o'clock in the morning. Luckily, we had the Department of Transportation come along to help us, but we still had guys flying by full speed. Well, please slow down, because we just want to make it home. I've got employees and friends and all these emergency workers out here. It's all the same thing. I'm very passionate about this. We just want to make it home.
Motorists are reminded to stay focused on the roadway and slow down to at least 60 kilometers per hour when passing all emergency vehicles, including police, fire trucks, ambulance, tow trucks, and highway workers, and pay even closer attention during poor weather conditions. Traffic fines range from $140 to $210 and increase per kilometer over the speed limit. For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News. The Swift Current Broncos have had an exciting season on the ice, and in this report we speak with the team as they enter the first round of the playoffs.
After a hard-fought 72 regular season games, the Swift Current Broncos are headed to the WHL playoffs. The final home game of the season was the Fan Appreciation Night, which featured raffles, prizes, a packed house, and showed a preview of the Round 1 playoff series, the Swift Current Broncos against the Moose Jaw Warriors. The Broncos finished the regular season with 39 wins and 88 points, enough to place them in third place in the East Division, against the Warriors' 42 wins and 93 points. Despite the standings, it's a matchup that the Broncos believe they can win.
They're a good hockey team. They're no question, they're one of the top teams in Canada. So we're okay with going in as an underdog in the playoffs. That's certainly not a problem with that. But having said that, though, we're still pretty confident with our group and a series that we feel that we're confident that if we play our game, we have a chance of winning.
We know that we're just as good as them. I mean, maybe the points don't add up. They have a couple more, but I mean, it took till I think last game for us to be officially out of the race to catch them. them and get home ice advantage. But no, I think that we're pretty comfortable with what we're capable of and how this first round's going to go and what we want to do.
One of the players that will be contributing is Tyler Steenbergen, who had a breakout season, scoring 51 goals to tie for the league lead. A 50-goal season is a feat the Broncos haven't seen since Jeremy Williams in 2003-2004.
My teammates, they've been awesome this year, getting me the puck and everything. So I think them and, the coaching staff has been nothing but good to me. I mean, I've had great support system throughout the whole year, so I got to thank everyone involved.
Now with the regular season ended, the team's sights turn from their accomplishments to the task at hand. Faced with a tough matchup against a divisional rival, Coach Manny Vivero stresses the need to play their game plan in order to come out on top.
We were consistent all year. That's one of the things that we said all, at the beginning of the season. The teams that are consistent and play with discipline are going to have success throughout the regular season and also the playoffs, and that doesn't change at all. And so for the most part, we felt we played a pretty disciplined, consistent hockey throughout the whole season.
As the Warriors hold home ice advantage, the teams will play games 1 and 2 in Moose Jaw, then return for games 3 and 4 at the iPlex on March 28th and 29th. After a packed house to finish the regular season, the team is hoping for another strong showing from their fans once they return to town.
Anytime our rink is full, it is a real advantage for our hockey team, and our kids have an extra jump in their step, and they're working extra hard and everything else. When we're full, it's like having an extra guy on the ice for us.
It certainly helps us and gets us going, and obviously everybody likes playing in front of a packed crowd, and we just hope they come and we can put a show on for them.
My first year in the league, the fans were unreal in that first playoff series against Regina, so I think they're going to be nothing but great for us, and we're going to have to build off them to play well, and they're going to be on our backs the whole time, so we want to give them a great series to look forward to.
For Southwest TV News, I'm Craig Chaplin.
Once it was up, everything kind of went in slow motion a little bit, and looked like it was just floating down, and once Doki caught it, we went crazy.
Henry Richard, Provo, Russo, all those guys that had played. He faced off against Pocket Rocket Richard.
Rocket Richard, he was the referee for the game.
Our line scored a goal. It was just boom. It was loud. Yeah, it was a lot of good times.
Swift Current City Council has approved a contract for upgrades at the iPlex. We have more in this report. Upgrades to the credit union iPlex will soon be in motion, following a move by City Council. On Monday, Swift Current City Council approved the contract bid by PCL Construction for the replacement of the ice slab at the iPlex, an upgrade which has been on the city's radar for several months.
Geotechnical reports and just our own visual observations show it as starting to fail, which means the slab's starting to heave a little bit and affect the brine lines or the cooling lines in the concrete itself. So we'd asked council for a budget estimate of about or approval for $2.5 million in November, and the construction portion of that just came in today to PCL Construction for $1.6 million. So there is room underneath our $2.5 million, but keep in mind there's also some engineering and other costs that will creep in. Still pretty confident we'll be well under the 2.5 actually.
Robson adds that once the Broncos hockey season is officially concluded, work will begin on the site. First with the removal of the boards, glass, and the existing concrete floor, followed by the overall replacement of the ice slab surface. A process which the city had hoped to cover through any available grants. However, for this particular project, the funds will have to come directly from the city.
We do not have any retro or construction type grants for replacement of or renovations, however you want to look at it, for existing community facilities. So no, we're going through the budget.
And events such as the high school graduation and the annual PBR will have to move to alternate locations during the iPlex upgrades, while the Broncos training camp and other ice requirements regularly occurring through the month of August will be transferred over to the Fairview Arena, with an actual target date of having the ice ready for use by all groups set at October 1st. Market Square is a summer tradition in downtown Swift Current, and organizers are now searching for entertainers. food vendors, and artisans to be part of the excitement for the upcoming season. Contact Marlene today at 750-7888 and spend your Saturdays in downtown Swift Current this summer. Market Square, proudly presented by the City of Swift Current, Standard Motors, Innovation Credit Union, and Southwest TV News. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.